G'day, today we are finally going to plant the new Dutch Scape. We're going to do the dry start method, so stick around and I'll show you what we've chosen.
Blub, 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 blub. Aquamate. Haha, try and copyright that one. So here is our 60 centimeter, soon to be Dutch style aquascape. We've got our soil, we've got our root tabs, and our tissue culture plants. So let's have a look at the choices we've made. First off, we're using the UN Systems Contra Soil freshwater aquarium substrate made in Japan, and this is a 10-litre bag. It comes in brown and black, and as you can see, normal, fine and extra fine granule sizes. I've chosen the brown because all of my aquariums have black substrate, but I'm really looking forward to using this. This is the first time I've used this soil. To help give us a kickstart, I'm using the Liverpool Creek Aquarium's slow release root tabs. We place each capsule about 10 to 15 centimeters from each other in a grid-like pattern to really help us kickstart this plant growth. First plant off the list is the Micranthemum umbrosum or Monte Carlo. Can't go past this as a carpeting plant. It's the perfect foreground plant for any planted aquarium. Next up is the AR Mini, which is a brilliant red coloured mid-ground plant. We've used this before in one of our other aquascapes, and I couldn't go past it because we've got to have some red colours for a Dutch scape. Next we have some Lobelia cardinalis, which is a stem plant that's really easy to cut and mould. It's a slow growing plant. It's a new one for me, so I'm really looking forward to getting some of those thicker leaves into the back of the aquarium. Now we have Ludwigia glandulosa, which not only sounds like a Harry Potter spell,
it's Leviosa, not Leviosa,
but has some brilliant purple red leaves. It's slow growing, definitely needs CO2, but I can't wait to see how this one goes as well. And for the back corner, we've got another red plant, the Rotella blood red. This is a high growing stem plant that will fill up the background of the tank really nicely and again give us another variation of that red colour that we're going for in our Dutch scape. And here we have our last plant, the Rotella SP green. So it's another stem plant, so it's going to grow up nice and tall and be bright green, which will really sort of impact against all the red plants behind it and next to it and give us more variation and more colours and more texture to the tank. So right now I'm about to wash all the plants, get rid of all that tissue culture, separate them into their stems and break them up and put them into an order that I want to put them into in the tank. So let's clean them all up and I'll show you which order I've chosen. So here's all the plants, all cleaned, all cut up, ready to go, and this is the layout that I chose to plant them in. so here's the top-down layout. Obviously these plants are going to grow a lot. I've left a few places so that we can add some plants when we finally flood it. Now I'm just going to spray it with water, add some Glad wrap, which is going to create a greenhouse effect and help all these plants grow and get nice and healthy before we finally fill it with water.
So while it doesn't look amazing yet, the idea is now that the plants can do their thing. They can start to grow. We've given them some really good substrate. We've given them the LCA root tabs. We've got a really good light to grow them. It's now acting like a little greenhouse. So over the next probably 6 to 8 weeks, we'll be watching this tank. We'll get those plants really well established. I've left a few little pockets for some other plants. So let me know if there's any plants that you think would be a really good idea to add to this mix. So hopefully in about 8 weeks, we can flood this tank and it will be complete. And we can add our fish, we can do everything, and I can't wait for it to be done. Over those 8 weeks, I am choosing a new CO2 kit that I'm gonna put on there and also a new canister filter. And I wanna try and get some of those glass inlets and outlets to make it look nice and clean and make it look like a really nice tank. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can see what this tank turns out like. For all of you that are subscribed, I will be doing a little bit of an update, probably every couple of weeks. I'll show you the growth of the plants. We'll put it in the community posts on YouTube so you can follow it and see how it all comes to fruition. Fingers crossed everything works out really well. If it doesn't, at least we're gonna learn from it, but I'm pretty confident that we're doing all the right things to get this Dutch Scape up and running. So until then, thank you very much for joining me. Remember, if you get new fish, always acclimate them first. I'm Josh from Aquamate. I'll see you soon.